Let's read this Bible story titled The Fall of Israel. This takes place in the book of 2 Kings, chapter 17. In the 12th year of Ahaz, king of Judah, Hoshea, son of Elah, became king of Israel in Samaria, and he reigned for 9 years. Shalmaneser, king of Assyria, came up to attack Hoshea, who had been Shalmaneser's vassal, and had paid him tribute. But the king of Assyria discovered that Hoshea was a traitor, for he had sent envoys to the king of Egypt, and he no longer paid tribute to the king of Assyria, as he had done year by year. Therefore Shalmaneser seized him and put him in prison. The king of Assyria invaded the entire land, marched against Samaria, and laid siege to it for 3 years. In the 9th year of Hoshea, the king of Assyria captured Samaria and deported the Israelites to Assyria. He settled them in Hala, in Gozan, on the harbor river, and in the towns of the Medes. All this took place because the Israelites had sinned against the Lord their God, who had brought them up out of Egypt. The Israelites secretly did things against the Lord their God that were not right. They bowed down to all the starry host, and they worshipped Baal. They sacrificed their sons and daughters in the fire. They practiced divination and sorcery, and sold themselves to do evil in the eyes of the Lord. So the Lord was very angry with Israel and removed them from his presence. Only the tribe of Judah was left, and even Judah did not keep the commands of the Lord their God. The king of Assyria brought the people from Babylon, Katah, Ava, Hamath, Sepharvaim, and settled them in the towns of Samaria, and replaced the Israelites. When they first lived there, they did not worship the Lord. So he sent lions among them, and they killed some of the people. It was reported to the kings of Assyria, "The people you deported and resettled in the towns of Samaria do not know what the God of that country requires. He has sent lions among them, which are killing them off." Then the kings of Assyria gave this order: "Have one of the priests you took captive from Samaria to go back and live there, and teach the people what the God of the land requires." So one of the priests who had been exiled from Samaria came to live in Bethel and taught them how to worship the Lord. Nevertheless, each national group made its own gods and set them up in the shrines the people of Samaria had made at the high places. The men from Babylon made Succoth Benoth. The men from Cutah made Nergal, and the men from Hamath made Amisha, and the Avites made Nabihaz and Tartak, and the Seraphites burned their children in the fire as sacrifices to Adramelech and Adramelech. They worshipped the Lord, but they also served their own gods in accordance with the customs of the nations from which they had been brought. To this day, their children and grandchildren continued to do as their fathers did. Understanding the story. Generations of kings ignored God's prophets and failed to keep God's covenant laws. Israel's exile from the Promised Land is the consequence of their actions. Only the southern kingdom of Judah is now left to represent God's people. Thank you, Lord, for your word. Come on back. We'll do it again.